Time and time again, they will continue to teach us that the biggest downfall to a man's success is the control over his own actions. Shannon Sharpe, who is a very intelligent and strong man, ended up having his career cooked and is still getting cooked. He is 57, 58 years old now and met this woman, Jane Doe, when she was 19 in 2023. And this isn't going to be a video where I talk about how Shannon Sharpe shouldn't have been preying on 19-year-olds. Absolutely not. Jane Doe was still a grown woman at the end of the day. And so if we're going to hold Shannon Sharpe accountable, we must hold her accountable just as much. So we can't start coming around, and I've seen like plenty of comments online about how Shannon Sharpe was preying on a younger woman, things of that nature. Jane Doe was an OnlyFans model at 19 years old. If she was being preyed on, she was preying on herself for a very long time before Shannon Sharpe ended up coming in and giving her a luxurious lifestyle to live off of. Because this man was paying her thousands of dollars every month. So it's not like she was some victim, but apparently in the lawsuit that she had with this man, the reason she was suing him is because she was sexually assaulted and she was manipulated and she was humiliated by the public view. Ma'am, if you were publicly humiliated, you wouldn't even be an OnlyFans model. You were humiliating yourself just by doing that. So let's not play victim here. But I'm more than sure all of y'all have heard that news before. They got the whole lawsuit settled in April a few months ago. Had to do that $20 million settlement, but we all know that story, unless you've been living under a rock, that is, which is would be quite surprising because it's been all over the news. But now Shannon Sharpe is having to deal with a whole nother situation where he's getting sued again. But before we get into that, this whole situation with Jane Doe really teaches us a lesson for men and young black men, and just any other race in general. It really teaches us that we should have control over our own actions and lust. Just because a woman looks good does not mean she is good for you. That is a lesson that we all must learn one day. And the best way to learn it is by learning from other people's actions and mistakes. Don't make the same mistakes so that you're put in a situation where you have to learn the hard way. Don't be a hard-headed young man or man and have to go through the fire to understand that it burns. No one should have to go through this situation. Shannon Sharpe had built up his legacy and was a hard-working man, a Hall of Fame pro NFL star. Had his own podcast, was aligned with ESPN. He's making the money, and he clearly takes care of his body. He's a big, strong man. But this woman had intentions of destroying his career, and she stuck around for 2 whole years talking about how she was sexually assaulted and manipulated, which is just a bunch of bullcrap, man. I mean, let's look at the whole situation as it is. You're getting paid thousands of dollars every month. You were living a luxurious lifestyle. We seen the messages. We heard the audio calls. You didn't seem like you were struggling that much, and it was that bad of a relationship. Actually seemed like Shannon Sharpe was getting exactly what he wanted, which was them buns. And she was getting all the money and finances that she wanted. So she ain't no victim. I think that Shannon Sharpe should have been more logical about this and realized that this woman didn't have the best intentions for him. And that's just plain and simple. She was 19 years old. She was already an OnlyFans model, which is already red flag as it is. You shouldn't be getting into any form of serious relationship with a woman like that with all the success that you have. I understand that it was strictly, sexual and that you didn't really want to get into a relationship with her, but, I'm more than sure you've learned a lesson that, this is not the way to go about it. And there was a video with Monique telling him, hey, don't get in relationship with these young girls. You better stop messing with them. Get in a relationship with a older woman that has your best interest in mind.
Dating. What advice? If somebody, if a group of women were in here and it's like, come on, they talk to us. How this dating thing? Because It's different now than when you and I.
It's different, baby. I'm grateful I'm not 56 and trying.
Are you trying to say what you trying to say?
I'm looking right at you.
I know you looking at me.
I ain't backing down. You better take your old ass and get somebody to love you.
Damn, Mo.
Now I'm looking right at y'all. Let me tell y'all what Shannon needs.
Let me
tell you what my baby need. He need him an old fat gal who can bake good cakes, make some smothered turkey wings, who gonna rub his feet at the nighttime, okay, and gonna have a sip of his cognac to make him feel better about himself when he come home at night. That's what Shannon need. You don't need no 26-year-old girl. You don't need no 36-year-old girl. This is your auntie talking to you. Take your old ass and get you an old bitch out there that can love you old. You trying to hang out with these young bitches and you can't do it, Shannon. You just can't do it.
And let's say he didn't necessarily want a woman that was as old as him. He definitely could have gotten a younger woman for sure. But she needs to have a good head on her shoulders. Clearly, Jane Doe, being an OnlyFans model, didn't have a good head on her shoulders. She was already coming in here with a certain mindset that she was going to extract as much money from this man as she could. And that's exactly what she did. But enough with that. To move on to the next story, we got Miss Tiller, who's suing Shannon Sharpe and OJ from the Night Talk podcast, which is unfortunate because now we have another situation where Shannon Sharpe may lose another $20 million or more, depending on how the situation goes. Because she had this infamous video that I'm more than sure you've seen online with her and Usher having an intimate moment, being really close together. So this is just a lot of people were throwing around the narrative that she was married, and of course Shannon Sharpe and OJ has seen this video on the Night Talk podcast, had a conversation about it, breaking it down, saying that she was disrespecting her man, she shouldn't be married, things of that nature, being this close to Usher and being this intimate with him. That's clearly not what a married woman should be doing, but apparently she went on talk shows to clear up the false narratives that she was married, because she actually wasn't, apparently. And now she's suing both of these creators in order to get her money for being publicly humiliated and defaming her name in the public view. And so, it's another situation where Shannon Sharpe is now taking another hit, and they really know how to time these hits, man. Shannon Sharpe just had to do a $20 million settlement, and now he's going to have to pay millions of dollars again if he loses this case, which, it's not looking too good, because apparently she had sent several statements to Shannon Sharpe and his company and OJ, and she was letting them know, hey, this information is not true. Can you all stop publishing it? Can you all take it down? And they kept on doing that. So, it really shows that, it can all change within the span of a year. Shannon Sharpe had all of it going for himself, and now he's getting fired from ESPN. He's having to do these large payouts to women who really shouldn't even be getting this much money. I mean, $20 million is kind of OD. I'm not even going to hold you that. That's absolutely ridiculous. I get it, your name was defamed, but $20 million? Oh, come on. How humiliated were you to get $20 million, man? You didn't even work for that money. But hey, I ain't gonna hold it against her. I mean, everywhere she goes, she's probably recognized as the woman that cheated on her husband. So that's a pretty bad thing to have, pretty bad stigma to have on your name. She went on night talk shows apparently, but of course, Shannon Sharpe's outreach is just going to be a lot larger. He has millions of followers and millions of people who watch his podcast that listen to what he has to say, and now he's suffering for it. And really, I feel like this is one of the situations where it's just about being a little bit misinformed. We don't know the entire situation yet, so we'll see how it plays out and if all of these statements are true. But if this is the case, and he does have to do this large payout to this woman, it's just really a whole situation where it's like it's really unfortunate But if he had the chances to take it down, and the woman was reminding him, hey, you need to take these videos down because this is not true, and they just decided not to take the action, then I would say to a certain extent, he had it coming. I don't think $20 million is worth the humiliation that she got. But, when somebody sees that you're doing just fine, got all this money going on, they're going to go as hard as they can against you. So, I wish the best for Shannon Sharpe, and congratulations to his brother. I know in this video where he addresses this situation, he was apologizing because it was going to overshadow his brother becoming a pro athlete. And sad thing is, that's exactly what it has done. Everybody is covering this story and talking about, Shannon Sharpe being fired from ESPN because of the Jane Doe situation, and now the Tiller situation of her suing Shannon Sharpe to get this money. And it's just a bunch of craziness going on. Back to back, just getting hit by these people. Well, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and leave your comments down below about the whole situation with Jane Doe, Miss Tiller trying to sue him, and your thoughts on the video as well. And most importantly, don't let these women get in the way of your purpose. Don't let lust blind you from doing what you need to do and getting your bread and making the moves that you need to make. Because we don't want to end up in a similar situation like this. So with that, I'll say stay safe and stay sharp.